and not begin with belief, faith, or a story about creation. He did not ask people to accept an idea simply because it was comforting. Instead, he invited them to look directly at their own experience, to observe life exactly as it is, without filters, without illusions, without stories meant to make things feel easier. The Buddha noticed something very simple and very honest. No matter who you are, life contains suffering. People grow old. Bodies become sick. Relationships change. Things we love disappear. Even moments of happiness eventually fade. This was not said to create fear or pessimism. It was said to describe reality as it is. According to the Buddha, suffering is not a punishment and it is not a mistake. It is a signal, a message that something is being misunderstood. When we expect life to always go our way, when we cling to what cannot stay, when we resist change, suffering appears. Not because life is cruel, but because we are fighting its nature. So before asking why we are here, the Buddha suggested something deeper. First, understand suffering. Understand where it comes from, how it arises, and why it repeats. Only by seeing this clearly can the question of life's purpose begin to make sense. Without this understanding, any answer about meaning would remain incomplete. To the Buddha, life was not a problem to solve, but a reality to understand. And suffering was not the enemy. It was the doorway. According to the Buddha, the first and most important answer to why we are here is not to be endlessly happy, successful, or comfortable. We are here to awaken. Awakening does not mean something mystical or distant. It means waking up from living on autopilot, from moving through life driven by habit, fear, and endless wanting without ever questioning why. Most people live as if fulfillment is always somewhere ahead. When I achieve this, then I will be happy. When I find the right person, then I will feel complete. When I fix my circumstances, then peace will come. But the Buddha observed that this chasing never truly ends. Each desire is replaced by another. Each achievement quickly becomes normal, and the feeling of lack quietly returns. Awakening in the Buddhist teaching means seeing this pattern clearly. It means recognizing that external things can bring pleasure, but they cannot provide lasting peace. No amount of success, love, or recognition can permanently satisfy the restless mind. When we are asleep to this truth, we keep chasing. When we awaken, we begin to understand. To awaken is not to escape life, but to see it as it is. To notice how craving creates tension, how expectations create disappointment, and how clinging creates fear. This awareness is the beginning of freedom. Not freedom from responsibility, but freedom from unconscious suffering. The Buddha taught that life is not asking us to accumulate more. It is inviting us to become more aware. An awakening begins the moment we stop running and start seeing. The Buddha did not promise a life without pain. He did not claim that awakening would remove every difficulty or protect us from loss. Instead, he offered something more realistic and more powerful. He offered understanding. According to the Buddha, pain is an inevitable part of being human. Bodies age. Relationships change. Life moves in ways we cannot fully control. These experiences are natural, and they do not mean that something has gone wrong. Suffering begins when we resist what is happening. When we cling to how things used to be or how we believe they should be, the mind tightens. Attachment forms. Fear grows. The Buddha taught that suffering is not caused by life itself, but by our relationship to life. By the way we hold on, push away, and demand permanence from what is always changing. We attach to people, hoping they will always stay the same. We attach to identities, believing we must always be strong, successful, or admired. We attach to control, expecting certainty in an uncertain world. And when these attachments are challenged, suffering appears. This is not a flaw. It is a human response. The Buddha emphasized that you are not broken because you suffer. You suffer because you are alive, because you care, and because you have not yet seen clearly how attachment shapes experience. Understanding suffering is not about judging yourself. It is about becoming honest with how the mind works. When suffering is understood, it begins to lose its power. It no longer feels like a personal failure or a meaningless burden. It becomes information, a guide pointing toward deeper awareness. And through this understanding, life's purpose slowly begins to reveal itself. Once suffering is understood, the Buddha pointed to the next step: learning how to let go. Life, according to his teaching, is not about holding on more tightly. It is about releasing what creates unnecessary pain. Letting go does not mean indifference or withdrawal. It means seeing clearly when attachment has turned into a source of suffering and choosing peace over control. Many people believe that letting go is a form of failure. That if we release something, it means we did not care enough or try hard enough. The Buddha taught the opposite. Letting go is an act of wisdom. It is the recognition that not everything we carry belongs in the present moment. We suffer when we cling to versions of ourselves that no longer fit who we are becoming. We suffer when we hold on to relationships that have already taught us what they came to teach. We suffer when old wounds are replayed again and again in the mind, long after the moment has passed. Letting go is not forgetting. It is allowing the past to stay where it belongs. In modern life, this clinging often appears as overthinking, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion. The mind constantly revisits what could have been said differently, what should have happened, or what might go wrong next. The Buddha saw this clearly. He taught that peace does not come from controlling life, but from releasing the illusion that control is possible. When we let go, we are not losing anything essential. We are creating space. Space for clarity. Space for compassion. Space for a quieter strength to emerge. And in this release, life begins to feel lighter, not because it has become easier, but because we are no longer fighting it. As awakening deepens and letting go becomes natural, something quietly changes within us. According to the Buddha, this is where the true purpose of life begins to reveal itself. We are here to develop compassion and wisdom, not as ideals to chase, but as qualities that naturally arise when we see clearly. When we understand our own suffering, we stop seeing pain as something personal or isolating. We begin to recognize it in others. Judgment softens. Anger loses its grip. The need to compare, compete, or prove ourselves slowly fades. Compassion is no longer an effort. It becomes a natural response to the shared experience of being human. Wisdom, in Buddhist teaching, is not about knowing more information. It is about seeing more truth. Seeing impermanence in everything we cling to. Seeing how fear arises from attachment. Seeing how kindness creates peace, not only for others but within ourselves. This wisdom does not make life perfect, but it makes life meaningful. The Buddha never encouraged withdrawal from the world. He encouraged engagement with clarity. To live fully but without being consumed. To care deeply but without being lost. To act with intention rather than reaction. Compassion without wisdom can become exhaustion. Wisdom without compassion can become cold. Together they form balance. In this way, life's purpose is not to harden ourselves against pain, but to soften without breaking. To learn, through experience, how to live gently in a world that is constantly changing. And as compassion and wisdom grow, the question of why we are here begins to feel less urgent. Because we are already living the answer. According to the Buddha, we are not here by accident. We are not here simply to pass time, collect experiences, or chase happiness until life ends. We are here to awaken, to understand suffering, to learn how to let go, and to live with compassion and wisdom. Life is not asking us to become perfect. It is inviting us to become aware. Perhaps the question is not why we are here, but how present we are while we are here. How much of our life is lived consciously, and how much is spent lost in worry, expectation, or fear. When we begin to see clearly, even small moments become meaningful. Even pain becomes a teacher. Even silence becomes enough. You may not have all the answers today, and you do not need to. The Buddha never asked anyone to rush toward enlightenment. He asked only that we look honestly, live gently, and pay attention. In doing so, the meaning of life slowly reveals itself, not as a concept, but as an experience. And maybe that is the deepest answer of all. We are here not to find meaning somewhere else, but to discover it right where we are, in this breath, in this moment, exactly as it is.